By 1862, Robert Smalls realized he could never earn enough money to buy freedom for himself, his wife Hannah, and their 2 children.
Robert Smalls had an idea of running away. After many months and probably years of thinking about it, decided to make that idea and that dream come true.
We tend to diminish the capacity of the people escaping because, it's all emotional and spontaneous and hurried. Sometimes it's plotted. It's really forethought. It's really been laid out.
While under the constant watch of the Confederate Army officers operating the planter during the day, Robert Smalls made plans for a daring escape at night.
What happened was one night when the rest of the crew was on shore, he sent word out to his family and to some of the family of some of the other enslaved crew. And around 3 o'clock in the morning, he steamed up the boilers and actually left the port.
In the early morning of May 13th, 1862, Smalls set sail from the East Charleston Southern Commercial Wharf. He then secretly picked up his family and crew of friends close by, right under the noses of the Confederate Army in the midst of the Civil War. At the time of the escape, the planter was carrying 4 cannons destined for nearby Fort Ripley, located in the middle of the harbor. Union forces had blockaded Confederate ports, including Charleston, to prevent goods and weapons from leaving or entering the South. Surrounded by a heavy military presence in a dangerously tense atmosphere, Smalls steered the planter southeast through the Charleston harbor directly towards the Union ships.
It was the Civil War in the heat of the battle, and his plan was to actually head directly for that blockade. What he had to do first was to keep the Confederate flag up, as he was still in Confederate territory. And as he passed through with the Confederate flag, he gave the signal.
To disguise his face, Smalls put on the captain's straw hat and responded with the proper Confederate whistle codes, 2 long blows and a short one to pass. The most dangerous part of the journey was sailing past Fort Sumter, a little over a mile from Charleston. The heavily armed fort was built on a man-made island at the entrance to Charleston Harbor to protect the city from an invasion by sea. If the Confederates on patrol suspected that the planter was being used by an enslaved person to escape, they would fire on the ship immediately.
He was able to maneuver because he knew the way, because he had practiced it so long.
After sailing past the Confederates at Fort Sumter, the planter slowly sailed closer to the Union blockade fleet. As Smalls approached, the Union forces prepared to attack the Confederate vessel, putting Smalls and his passengers in grave danger.